Hello, beautiful beings. Welcome to this pick a card, pick a deck, pick a witch's familiar tarot reading. So what I have here are 6 different decks. Whether you already have a familiar, you're looking to attract a familiar, you're interested in finding out more about familiars, or just think it's a neat concept. But I'm going to go ahead and have you pick a deck or familiar that's correlated, and then I'll be doing readings, and whichever one draws you in, take a look at that reading, or you can take a look at all of them, and I'll go ahead and put timestamps for each of the readings in the description. So what we have here is this Unakite turtle. I guess it can represent all sorts of reptiles. And the deck is the Witch's Tarot. We have here a Sodalite butterfly that can represent any type of insect if your familiar is not a butterfly but is an insect. And that's coupled with the Forest Enby Tarot. We have here a rainbow Fluorite Porcupine. So if a different type of rodent is your familiar, you can go with that. And it is coupled with the Modern Witch Tarot. We have this Turquoise kitty cat coupled with the Modern Spellcaster's Tarot. We have this Aventurine owl here that can represent any type of bird if you would like, and that is coupled with Tarot Disassembled, which is basically symbol based. Then we have this Obsidian dog that is coupled with the Disney's Villains Tarot deck. So I'm going to go ahead and I've already cleared each of the decks and set the intentions for them. And I will go ahead and set these aside and start with the Unakite turtle familiar and any reptile that you might have as familiar, want to attract as familiar. So, actually, I have it set up in a particular way. And because I was looking at the particular tarot decks, I did not bring out these oracle cards that are key to the reading. So here, I'm going to start out by taking a look at what lies at the heart of your magic. So we have here Yamoja, release. So seems that the heart of your magic, you're able to release things that might not be for your best and highest good, or maybe even be tension, stress release. That would be awesome. Okay, so we're going to take a look at, first of all, the energy that draws you and your familiar together. We have the King of Pentacles, so basically a sense of having like hard working kind of morals, principles, wanting to provide for others, wanting a sense of security, and yeah, hardworking individual. That's kind of the way I see it. With the turtles, I think it's interesting. They carry their home with them in their shells. So the King of Pentacles, it's like wherever King of Pentacles is in their kingdom. It's their home. So that type of energy is what I'm sensing here. Let's see how your familiar affects your magic. We have the Justice card. So it seems like a sense of balance. It could be a sense of helping you have objectivity, perhaps even releasing emotion from certain situations and kind of making things right. Let's take a look at where your magic is most effective. You have the shadow side, or the devil. And so basically the ability to release and not feel that things are tied to you, things are kind of weighing you down, or sense of obligation. So that ability to release, it seems like you would probably not really have issues with addictions, possibly even not a lot of negative thinking, especially when you have this kind of justice, this balance, objectivity. Let's take a look at what your familiar can help you release. You have 5 of Cups. So you have the magic of releasing things, and your familiar can help you release any type of sadness, disappointment, grief. That seems pretty awesome. And let's see what your familiar can help you to discover about your magic. You have 9 of Swords. So basically, it's almost as if you, with the King of Pentacles, it's this energy in the material world. So I think with your familiar, it's pretty much kind of having you use your magic when it comes to dreams, even nightmares, and kind of trying to control the way that you dream, which would be great. I mean, I had a dream the other night with Freddy Krueger, and the option he gave me was, do you want to run further out into the field or run back into this classroom? I chose to run back into the classroom, but that was a bad idea. So if you're able to kind of use your release like magic to kind of not even just your own dreams, helping other people, that would be great. I'm going to take a look here at this, where your magic is effective in this shadow side, kind of to take a look at how you can apply that for yourself and others. We have the 7 of Cups. So yeah, it seems like if there's certain addictions or certain ideas that people have that are just fantasies or unhealthy, maybe even like people who, almost makes me think of gambling too much. And I'm going to see over here with this discovery of your applying your magic to dreams and nightmares. Let's kind of see what results from that. You have the 5 of Swords here. So I think it's better than 9 of Swords. It might be just helping people alleviate their fears and their anxiety, and kind of recognizing when things aren't really worth the stress or anxiety, and when to walk away when it's like a lose-lose situation. So that's a great way of applying your magic. We're going to end off here with picking a crystal to help further enhance your magic abilities. You have leopard skin jasper. I observe my surroundings and know I am divinely guided. We're going to go on this side and let's see what it says on the back. Improve peripheral awareness, become the objective observer, increase consciousness of reactions to others, increase mental, physical, and emotional flexibility. So with this Justice card here, that's definitely objective observer. And in terms of increasing consciousness of reactions to others, I think it has to do with the ability to release sadness and apply your magic to those who really have fear and anxiety that overcome them. I'm hoping that this provides you a helpful perspective of you and your magic and your familiar, and we'll see you next time. Any other type of insect if you're not resonating with this type of insect, and the Forest Enby Tarot here. So we're going to start off by taking a look at what lies at the heart of your magic. We have Spider Woman, Universal Connection. So that's a pretty powerful type of magic where you are able to connect with everything in the universe. That's pretty awesome. So we're going to go ahead and start with a tarot reading to find out more about your magic and your familiar. So first we're going to take a look at the energy that draws you and your familiar together. You have the Page of Wands. So it's a sense of passion, discovery, adventure, expression, self-expression, and really just like a zest for life type of thing. Let's see how your familiar affects your magic. You have Temperance. So it seems like it balances it out. It allows it to have a kind of a zen feel about it. And what's interesting for me, sometimes the Temperance card shows up as the ability to create heaven on earth. And that's what I'm kind of getting here. So let's take a look at where your magic is most effective. You have the Hanged Moth. So I would say for yourself and others around you that you're connected with, a sense of being able to help people be still and actually have a higher sense of self, higher sense of awareness, maybe even kind of dropping their ego a bit. So with the Spider Woman Universal Connection, it's almost as if this hang moth, it's almost any situation where it's a sense of preparing to change, preparing to let go, preparing to yeah, preparing to surrender things up. Let's take a look at, in terms of your familiar, what it can help you release. You have here the Fool. So it's almost as releasing inhibition is the way that I feel about that card. And just kind of allowing yourself to take leaps of faith. And let me see here. You've got 3 major arcana cards. Let's take a look. And actually the Fool and the Page of Wands are, to me, kind of very similar. Let's take a look at what your familiar can help you discover about your magic. You have the Knight of Pentacles. So basically, it's about the long-term future and building a future that is like the world you want to live in, but also enjoying the process, enjoying the experience of learning new things, which is pretty cool. I want to take a look at this, the Temperance and the Hanged Moth a little bit more to kind of see in terms of where things might be out of balance for you right now without your familiar. Let's see. We have here the 5 of Cups. So if there's some type of loss or grief that you're dealing with or had in your past, then that's kind of what's out of balance, and this kind of connection with you and your familiar will be able to balance that, put you more in a place where you can use your experience from the past and your drive for adventure of the present to have this future that the Knight of Wands energy, or sorry, Knight of Pentacles aspect will kind of help with. And then with the Hanged Moth, let's see in terms of like the result, like applying your magic in these situations, what is the typical result? We have here Justice, which is another kind of card about balance. It's about seeing things objectively, and I think seeing things in an objective way, recognizing cause and effect and moral truths is a lot better than kind of being blinded by certain egos that usually before you get into the Hanged Moth or hanged person experience, it's almost as if there's blinders on, whereas the Justice card, some Justice cards, the individual, has no eyes or is blindfolded. So I think that's really interesting connection that you have there. So I think this is a pretty good reading for your magic, your familiar, and I'm going to pull an oracle card here to see what type of crystal can help enhance your magic. You have Jet. I am always divinely protected. I know I am safe. This is one side, and the other says release anxiety, anger, jealousy, and frustration. I think that might be related to this 5 of Cups over here. Deflect negative energy, practice meditation on a regular basis, invoke divine protection, improve ability to quiet the mind. Well, the hanged moth would be is a great kind of place to have that energy of meditating. And I'm just looking at this spider woman as well, who also has their eyes closed. So I'm hoping that this provides a helpful perspective of your magic and your familiar, and we'll see you next time. So now we're doing the reading for those who picked as their familiar the porcupine or any other type of rodent. So here we have the Modern Witch Tarot deck. We're going to start out though by looking at what lies at the heart of your magic. So you have here Allah, morality. So it's kind of like the Justice card and the Judgment card put in one. So I'm going to take a look at what the tarot says about your magic and your connection with your familiar. We're going to see what energy draws you and your familiar together. You have the Three of Cups, which is basically joy of friendship, celebration of relationships. So that is what draws you together. Let's see how your familiar impacts your magic. You have the Three of Swords. So I would say with these two cards and the morality, it's almost as if you're able to overcome these heartbreaks, upsets, disappointments, because you're looking at things from a perspective of more objective, more having your own truth that you're following. And your own truth really is that people are inherently good and want to connect in positive ways. And when that doesn't happen, then it wasn't the right opportunity, person, job, relationship, whatever that is. So you're able to kind of almost rise above that with the help of your familiar. And let's take a look at where your magic is most impactful. You have Eight of Cups, so helping leave a situation that really isn't for the person's best or highest good, which it's kind of basically, they can go and find other cups. They can find other relationships, other situations that match their best and highest good. So let's see what your familiar can help you release. You have the Knight of Pentacles. I see that as the Knight of Pentacles as someone that really needs to do the work, hardworking, reliable, so that they can build a future. And in terms of what is like, I wouldn't even say it's like the dark part or shadow part of the Knight of Pentacles, but it's just almost as if they are the ones having to do the hard work. It's almost like they are constantly doing the things that no one else wants to do. So, but it's necessary for them to do that work. It's kind of like the person, this is just an example, if you were to try to, if you're addicted to drugs and you need to get off drugs and kind of going cold turkey. This would be the person that like watches over you and makes sure that you don't, you know, get tempted and just kind of sits there and just watches you go through that process. It's something that they are willing to do because they know the outcome is going to be a better version of you, but it's still like, you know, they have to see you go through that struggle and things like that. So it's like the Knight of Pentacles has to take on a lot of burden, but you want that Knight of Pentacles energy to be there because most people wouldn't want to do those things. So in terms of your familiar helping you release this, it's almost as if with your magic of morality, you are releasing that feeling of, I don't want to have to do this, but I have to. It's just knowing that you are doing what needs to be done. So, which is great. Again, not really focusing on the negative aspects of it, like letting go of any cruddy kind of emotions. So let's see what your familiar can help you discover about your magic. These, I think it's just that I'm not flipping it the normal way that I usually do. I usually don't read reversals, and all these I don't feel are coming out as the dark or the negative, except for the Knight of Pentacles, but I was reading that intuitively. So in terms of what your familiar can help you discover about your magic, you have the Strength card here, which is basically, I mean, it seems you already have that strength or recognize what's not really worth weighing people down, but it's almost as if it's like working more of that compassion, working more of that gentleness and that courage. It seems like you already have that courage aspect kind of nailed, but maybe even the gentleness and acceptance a little bit more of not just black and white, just cutting things off when it's not working out or not the way you'd want it, and ability just like to cut the cord, but like having a gentleness and vulnerability a little bit, so that you are, when you make those decisions or help people in the process of making those decisions, you know that you've kind of considered not only the objective and subjective truths, but that you even allowed some vulnerability to be involved there, so that there's just no question about it going forward. So, I mean, I think this is a pretty powerful connection, actually. And I'm just gonna, I don't feel the need to really clarify anything. It seems pretty clear. And the only thing I'm gonna pull is a card to indicate what crystal can help you enhance your magic. You have leopard skin jasper. I observe my surroundings and know I am divinely guided. On the back it says, improve peripheral awareness, become the objective observer, increase consciousness of reactions to others, increase mental, physical, and emotional flexibility. And I think with this strength over here, it'll allow you to be more flexible, and then when the decision comes down, being really firm in that. So I'm hoping this provides a helpful perspective of your magic and your connection with your familiar, and we'll see you next time. Okay, so now we're doing the reading for those who picked this turquoise cat along with the modern Spellcasters tarot deck. I'm going to do one more shuffle. But I'm going to actually start out with these oracle cards over here to see what lies at the heart of your magic. So, let's see what we got. We have Hathor, joy. Nice. All right. So, let's get into this reading with the tarot cards and find out the energy that draws you and your familiar together. You have the Eight of Swords, which is what I'm kind of sensing here is someone shattering this belief of not being able to do anything, not being able to move, and recognizing that you both have a powerful ability to do whatever it is that you want. So it's almost as if it's like uniting against this concept of being restricted. So let's see how your familiar impacts your magic. You have the Ten of Swords. So it would indicate that this is, it helps it hit rock bottom. But I think since your magic is joy, it's almost as it's a natural lifter, like you're almost seeing the opposites of it, and recognizing that there's good in the Ten of Swords. You are able to cut off whatever wasn't working, and there is a new dawn ahead, and that basically you can make it whatever you want. So let's see where your magic is most effective. You have Four of Cups. So I would say that it's most effective when you, or even if you're applying it to others, are not feeling that joy around. For those who are expecting or hoping for a change, and having them recognize there's a lot to be happy for. There's a lot to be grateful for, and everything you need is right here. So let's take a look at what your familiar can help you to release. You have Temperance, which is about moderation. So with this situation of the releasing, and you have joy as lying at the heart of your magic, it's almost as if you're releasing your past. So what I mean by that is the traditional Temperance card, or even in this one where the individual is like mixing the contents, but more so you can see in this version it's as if gravity is pulling the liquid down into the other container. But in the traditional Temperance card, the angle is such that it could be going up at a diagonal or down at a diagonal, and that's not with gravity. That's magic, that's spirit, that's the universe. There's something else involved there. So in terms of what to release, I think it's to release this this idea that you don't have control over that magic, because you have control over that magic, especially with your joy. You can apply it to all these like situations, and it changes the energy instantly. So let's take a look at what your familiar can help you discover about your magic. You have the Tower, and I think it's about helping other people. and even yourself recognize more of how the ego works, how the ego really almost blinds people in seeing this false foundation being built. So with your joy, it's almost like an after effect sometimes. Like, you know, here if someone's feeling restricted, if someone's hit rock bottom, if someone's feeling unlucky or melancholy, dissatisfied, if someone's just trying to maintain balance with this tower, it's almost like you have the ability to not only be there in the aftermath, but help people see their tower even being built in the first place. It's really interesting because I don't read reversals, but it's almost like for the majority of these cards, it's almost as if your joy magic is automatically having the reversal kind of concept being revealed. So I'm going to actually take a closer look at this Temperance and Tower and the sense of releasing this idea of not being able to control magic in your life, what kind of outcome it'll be for you. You have the Hermit, which is, it is in some ways withdrawing, but I see this more as being absolutely fine on your own. You don't need things in the material world to show who you are, to prove who you are, to prove what you know, to prove what's true to you, and that you are absolutely content in your joy, in your magic, and that it's almost as if, you know, the concept of the Hermit having that lantern of knowledge and going up to the top of the mountain. The Hermit's not going to carry people up to the top of the mountain. Whoever wants to follow can follow and enjoy that knowledge, that wisdom and enlightenment. But wisdom is something that you have to experience things in order to get to that point. So I think it's really having that ability to recognize you have magic and you can apply magic to your life. It's almost as if you are becoming this, you can be this mentor, this individual of recognizing that you could probably tell everyone, hey, you have magic, you can apply joy and magic to your life any way you want. But it seems that you'll have to recognize that for a lot of people, they're going to have to want to know about that. And let's take a look at this tower in terms of your discovery, or how your familiar helps you can discover this ability to kind of help people see, or even for yourself, see when you're building the tower, what kind of result. You have the Four of Pentacles, and I think this is having actually firm foundations. This person is kind of working on it themselves, but it's almost as if they're aware that they have to start from the ground up. So your magic with joy at the heart of it is really helpful, not only for yourself, but really to impact other people, which is just, that's pretty incredible. So I'm going to just pull one last card here to see what crystal you can incorporate to enhance your magic. We have black obsidian. I pay attention to what is going on around and within me. I am attentive. That's what it says on this side. On the back, it says release negative thoughts, maintain attention on the present moment, increase situational awareness, improve responsible thoughts and action. So it seems that this will really help to yourself and others really get rid of all the gunk and be more aware of when they're building their own gunk up around them and thinking it's, not that it's beautiful, but it's just gunk. Anyway, I'm hoping that this provides a helpful perspective on your magic and your connection with your familiar, and we'll see you next time. So now we are going to do the reading for those who picked the owl, the Aventurine owl, or any other type of bird as your familiar, and the Tarot Disassembled deck. First off, we're going to use these oracle cards to see what lies at the heart of your magic. So, we have here Durga, boundaries. So, the ability to say no as a complete sentence, the ability to know your limits. That's pretty good. So let's take a look at what energy draws you and your familiar together. You have the Queen of Pentacles. So it's almost like a natural thing. Compassion, your joint affinity for nature, the earth, and wanting to be a provider. So let's take a look at how your familiar affects your magic. You have the Star. It's about kind of healing, hope. I see this more, and there's actually a bird up on there. So I see this as kind of providing you more clarity and providing you with hope, even though there's not necessarily something to cause you not to have hope or to need hope, but it's almost an ability for you to have hope for others. Like, you are a healer. Let's see where your magic is most effective. You have Knight of Swords. So basically, any type of truth seeking, making things right, kind of going in, saving the day, and really having a sense of honor, and just having a sense of honor and making things right. So it could be actually helping other people protect their boundaries and set up their boundaries. So let's see what your familiar can help you to release. You have Two of Swords, which is, indecision, being at a crossroads, or having kind of fear and anxiety where you are kind of feeling you're going to be making the wrong decision. So your familiar can help you with well, in those situations, the hope aspect, but also that clarity with this star energy, giving you a sense of clarity and balance and making the decision that needs to be made. Let's take a look at what your familiar can help you discover about your magic. You have King of Cups, which is emotional stability, being able to allow yourself to take on the emotional ups and downs of those around you. And that your boundaries really help with that. So maybe your boundaries have been more in the mental aspect of, actually I'm noticing here, there's like a trident or things that look like swords over there, but more of setting up boundaries in the this is right, this is wrong, this is what you should agree to, not agree to, and allowing you to be more applying that to emotions, so that if you want to be a healer, you want to be a counselor, you want to do those types of things, your familiar is helping you discover that about your magic. So I'm going to take a look here about once you kind of discover this aspect about your magic, what would be, you know, the result of that. So you have the Ten of Pentacles, which is really kind of having everything that you want in the material world, being able to provide for yourself, to provide for others. This concept of, you know, having everything that you want and need, actually. So it's pretty awesome. And then I'm going to take a look over here, this energy, this Queen of Pentacles energy, and see like where else is that energy really resonating for you. And we have Three of Cups, which is about relationships and celebrating and harvest. So it seems like really you are very well set in your ability with your familiar helping you discover some things and release some things. If you wanted to be some type of counselor, healer, even if you were interested in kind of going into legal work to help people set up boundaries, that's kind of what I'm sensing here. I'm just going to pull one more card to see what crystal can help you enhance your magic. You have Ruby. Vital life force flows vibrantly through me. I am grateful for my energetic passion for life. This is what it says on that side of the card. Let's see what it says on the other one. Improve physical strength and vitality, increase endurance and passion, activate productivity and self-motivation, increase enthusiasm and overall feelings of well-being. So yeah, this would really kind of add more with, what is it, the passion over here, more of the emotion aspect, and really set you up for helping others with their, you know, with motivation, with their ability to be productive and good overall well-being. So I'm hoping this provides a helpful perspective of your magic and your connection with your familiar. And we'll see you next time. Take care. are doing the reading for those who picked Obsidian Dog as their familiar. And it comes with the associating Disney's Villains deck. And give it one more shuffle so it has like current energies going on here. But we're actually going to start out with these oracle cards to find out what lies at the heart of your magic. So we have Tyche, luck. So with this this goddess here that actually has a blindfold on, it's almost as if there's a sense of the Justice card in there. But let's take a look at the tarot cards and start off by finding out the energy that draws you and your familiar together. You have the Three of Swords, which is a sense of disappointment and heartbreak, heartache. So this wanted to pop out too. So I see it, it's the Two of Coins. So I see it as kind of juggling, you know, that almost the aftermath of heartbreak. So if you've had some type of breakup, some type of disappointment, some job loss, some move, something that you didn't get that you were hoping to get, maybe I'm almost seeing it as possibly even friends that were not how they turned out or you expected them to be and they didn't turn out that way. Almost like being able to deal with those situations. And what I'm noticing about this Obsidian dog here, I know when I was a kid and I had a dog, I actually, whenever I was sad, I would like cry with my dog. She's no longer with us, but really was there for me when I needed that. So let's take a look at how your familiar affects your magic. You have the Queen of Wands, so basically really allowing you to step into your confidence, to really go wherever you want to go and be a vibrant being. I'm not taking those. They just want them to fall on the ground. Okay, I'll take them. Fine. Hold on. Nope. I'm only taking this one. I'm not taking this clump of others, but this is the Ace of Cups. All right. So basically, you know, your familiar here is really wanting 2 cards for each of these. I haven't had this show up in any of the other readings today. So basically, yeah, your familiar impacts your magic by allowing you to kind of, or helping you step into your power and be the unique individual that you are in all its quirkiness, and really come from a place of love and really have that, so that these situations in the past, disappointments and so forth, you can shake them off. You can wag it off like a tail of a dog, but basically you're not really, what's the word I'm looking for, damaged by these situations. And let's take a look at where your magic is most effective. You have the Seven of Wands. So that's, you know, situations where there's a test or examination of will, and whenever it's like someone's sizing you up or someone is kind of questioning you, you've got luck on your side. Your magic really comes in those situations where someone's trying to figure out what it is you're made of and what it is you stand for. You've got luck on your side and you've got everything you need. So let's take a look at what your familiar can help you release. You've got the 10 of Cups. So in a sense, it's almost as if you are, you know, over here with this Ace of Cups, you can fill everyone else's cup with that. That's what I'm kind of picking up from that. And also, what is it that your familiar can help you discover about your magic? You've got the Hanged Man, which is, you know, having a new perspective, a higher knowledge, and really being able to let go of ego. So let's take a look. Once you kind of discover this aspect of your magic, what would be the outcome? You have the 7 of Cups, which is about choices, and sometimes it is about imagination and fantasy, but for you, I'm kind of seeing it as more of creativity and imagination in that sense. So let's also take a look at releasing 10 of Cups, when the way I see it is your familiar can help you use your cup, your full cup, and fill up their cup. See what kind of result. Again, let's give me 2 cards. All right. So you have here the 9 of Wands and the World card. So for that, I think it's really helping people and even yourself get to the point of almost completing a cycle of something that's going to kind of, like, if you're at that point and you're not done doing something, or you have to finish up a project, or you're trying to get somewhere, it really helps you accomplish those things. So for people who are not feeling like supported, that's a better way of saying it. They're not feeling supported, they're feeling like they're doing everything the hard way. Your luck-based magic kind of comes in and helps them kind of cross that finish line to complete whatever it is they need to complete, and then start on their new journey with a sense of accomplishment. So that's pretty awesome. That's a pretty cool type of magic. I'm just going to pull one more card to see what crystal you can help that can help to accentuate your magic. You have Black Obsidian, like this dog here. I pay attention to what is going on around and within me. I am attentive. And let's see what it says on the back. Release negative thoughts, maintain attention on the present moment, increase situational awareness, improve responsible thoughts and actions. So yeah, really allows to kind of figure out what needs to be completed, and have successes come out of those, at least for this situation of the 9 of Wands in the world. So I'm hoping this provides a helpful perspective of your magic and your relationship with your familiar. and we'll see you next time. Take care.